And welcome back to Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. Big news this week from the folks at Hummer. It is exciting. The Hummer SUV, EV SUV. We wanted to know more about this amazing vehicle, amazing and capable vehicle, Les Jackson. So we have Tom Namovich, who is the Hummer EV product manager, with us. Tom, welcome to Cruise Control. It's good to see you.
Thanks for having me, Fred. I appreciate it. Hi, Les.
Are you, in fact, driving a Hummer right now?
I wish I was. I don't know what kind of background you're seeing. It looks like a really cheesy home office to me.
Well, I don't mean right at this moment, but
he means have you driven one of the new EV Hummers?
Yeah, I've driven the pickup. So I've spent some time in the pickup. The news of this past week is that we've introduced the SUV, which is showing on video right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite a machine, and it definitely has that historic Hummer look.
Yeah, you're not going to mistake it for something.
You know what it is.
Yeah, something else.
Yeah, I mean, the first go around in Hummer was definitely a unique vehicle and capable vehicle, and then now we've, as part of the GMC brand and as the Hummer EV model, we've made just a breathtaking, if not, I'll argue even more breathtaking vehicle than anything from the past.
Well, let's talk about it a little bit, Tom. I mean, first of all, there is a Hummer EV pickup, and now there is the SUV. And the SUV is even better off-road because it's got a little bit shorter wheelbase, right?
Yeah, we're about 9 inches shorter wheelbase, and that improves our breakover angle. And also with the SUV, it's got a shorter rear overhang as well. So our departure angles improved significantly too.
Wow. And Les, I mean, EVs for off-roading has got to be a great thing with instant torque. Basically, it's like an on-off switch for your vehicle.
And also, Tom, I would imagine that with the electric power, your ability to crawl over things has to be dramatically better than any other previous type of drivetrain.
Yeah, I mean, we're very pleased with it. Our test engineers they've been conducting miles and hours of test time of the vehicle now off-road. And we've got great opportunities. We talk about the torque, the instant torque, the ability to creep at low speeds. You don't need any reduced gears. We've got a one pedal off-road driving mode as well. So when you're descending, you can also keep the vehicle in check with that then too. So it's really it's a fantastic off-road capable vehicle, and the electric part is just a bonus on top of it. And there's many good features of that though too.
Yeah, well, let's talk about some of those good features. And if anyone's saying, "Oh, I'm really upset the internal combustion engine is going away and they're bringing out all these electrics," let me hit you with a couple of numbers. There's a 3-motor version of this vehicle. It can deliver up to 830 horsepower.
Yep.
11,500 pound-feet of torque, and that nets you 3.5 seconds 0 to 60 time. I would be happy with those numbers, Tom.
Well, we're happy as well, and you should see the smiles on the faces of our engineers that are driving the vehicles now. So it's an incredibly fast vehicle with the 3-motor setup. That's what we're going to launch with our Edition 1. We'll have the 3-motor configuration, and very similar to the pickup with the 3 motors too. So we got torque vectoring, all-wheel drive, our E4-wheel drive as part of that then too. And it screams on road with that 0 to 60 time, and then off road as well. That it's power to the pavement or to the trails. It's really fantastic.
What is the total suspension travel on that? I mean, I'm looking at the at the distance between the inner fender and the wheels in the video, and it just looks like you could almost drive over, a 24-inch log with this thing at speed.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. I mean, we've got 13 inches suspension travel, And we got some unique settings for the vehicle as well. So there's a standard mode that the vehicle drives in, then we offer a terrain mode, which takes it up 2 inches, and that's for your conventional off-roading. And then when you get into any precarious position where you might have a rock to crawl over, or get yourself out of a jam where you bottom the vehicle out, or you're stuck in some mud, we can get into the extract mode, which raises it an additional 4 inches for low speed driving. So it's 6 inches height, even over and above where we're at with the standard curb height for the vehicle.
Yeah, the technology here is amazing, and we should click off some of these tactical tech, as you like to call it. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that branding. But you have a satellite rendered trail mapping. So let's talk a little bit about that. That's not. I mean, it's that is a bigger advance than little pie plate locators on a trail that you might get.
Sure. Well, and it'll be more than just dropping breadcrumbs along your way as well. And we're gonna be offering more information about that to come, but it's something that we're really excited about. It'll be offered in the SUV and the pickup, and it'll be a chance to truly go off road and through the trails with as we come up. We're partnering with a third party, and we're gonna have more information on that to come. But it'll truly make an off-road experience more enjoyable and ease your mind when you're trying to find your way in or out.
I'm just curious about how you manage. What I didn't look at the weight of the vehicle. I mean, it looks huge, and it must weigh about 6,000 pounds.
Well, we haven't released information about the weight of the vehicle yet, but needless to say, there's a lot of batteries on the vehikel as an electric vehicle with up to 300-mile range or 300+ mile range. So it's about the size. To put it in some conventional terms, it's the size of a GMC Sierra pickup, and then we pick up some width with the vehicle too for suspension travel and articulation of the suspension. And so it's really comparably sized to a crew cab pickup with the additional width for suspension travel.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty familiar size. I mean, it's
the important thing too about it, Les, is though it's a large vehicle, but it's having driven it myself, I can say with the four-wheel steer, and I think we saw a little video on the Crabwalk, by having four-wheel steer for the vehicle, this SUV its turn circle down to 35.4 feet, which is smaller than many conventional mid-sized cars or SUVs.
Yeah.
So I can say driving this vehicle, it's a good-sized truck, but it drives very small and very nimble, and that'll be great for off-roading as well as for people who may drive it every day to the stores or dropping the kids off or whatever. It's very small feeling and very nimble feeling that we've accomplished for the vehicle.
And that's important because people don't want to feel like something is just, oh my gosh, this isn't maneuverable enough.
Yeah.
35 feet is a very small turning radius. I mean, that's mid-size sedan territory.
We are talking with Tom Namovich, who is the Hummer EV product guy. And Tom, let's talk a little bit more about some of those things you mentioned in greater detail. Crab walking. This is something I always thought it would be cool, especially in New York City, if you could slide right into a parking spot, even though I think I'm a pretty good parallel parker. But this is a first for any vehicle that I can think of. And then also you have four-wheel steering, which GM showed off, I remember, a number of years ago on their pickup, but now it's integrated into this vehicle as well.
Right, and it's the four-wheel steer that enables the crab walk, and the four-wheel steer on its own, and that's the part that makes the vehicle more nimble and tighter turn circle. And by having the four-wheel steer, it enables the crab walk, which allows the rear wheels to turn the same as the front wheels to offer diagonal driving of the vehicle at lower speeds. So that whether you're off trail facing a rock in front of you and you may have a wall on one side of you and you need to get around it and you don't want to do multiple point turns to get past an obstacle, you can do that by driving the vehicle diagonally. And that 10 degrees doesn't sound like a lot, but when you actually see it in motion and feel it, you're actually, you're facing forward and the vehicle is moving diagonally. And it's really
Cool.
it's a great and functional experience. And you mentioned driving in the city too. There could be use for that as well. Whether it's in a large city or otherwise. So it's really fun.
I just picture getting into tight parking spaces and they'll say he'll never be able to get in there, and then you throw it into the crab walk mode and they're like, oh my. Hey, we will be right back with more from Tom Namovich, who is the Hummer EV product person, the product manager, and stay tuned to Cruise Control. I'm Fred Staab, he's Les Jackson. We will be right back. More on the Hummer EV SUV.
Cruise Control.
And welcome back to Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. Les and I are here talking about an incredible vehicle from the folks at Hummer. GMC Hummer would be accurate. You will not, when you see this vehicle, you will say, yes, that is a Hummer. This is the SUV version, all electric, incredibly loaded with lots of technology. And we are talking with Tom Namovich, who is the Hummer EV product manager, about this vehicle. There's so much to talk to. We covered a lot, Tom, but on the inside, this thing is loaded with technology as well and loaded with luxury, but it still has a very tactical look, a very military look. It hasn't gone soft on the inside, has it?
No, it hasn't. And I don't know if those were the words our designers might use, but we've got a premium interior. We've got a 12.3-inch screen for the cluster, a 13.4-inch center infotainment HD screen, and it just speaks to what the vehicle is inside and out. There's cues to what the Hummer EV is on the inside that match the outside, and we've got a very premium interior with the colors we're showing here. This is our lunar shadow interior that debuts with the SUV, and we also have a higher contrast interior with the lunar horizon, which is a light gray accent where we see the taupe colored here. So it's a great premium feel interior that complements the exterior of the vehicle, and it's a great feel. And seeing the image right now, the infinity roof sky panels are removed, and that further really improves or gives the feel of the outside world coming in. And you can see it's like a convertible. It is with the roof panels removed and the infinity bar removed in the front, the eye bar, then it's a convertible while you're driving the vehicle too. So it's really an exciting feel when you're navigating the roads or the trails.
Very open air. Is that screen adjustable? It looks like it will fold back and forth a little bit.
The center screen is fixed.
It's fixed. Okay, because it looked like it might be adjustable. I don't know why you'd adjust it, but.
Well, let's talk about more of the technology here. You also basically have a power station on board, Tom. I mean, of course, you've got a lot of batteries, and why not be able to power things when you're out on the trail? It makes good sense, doesn't it?
Right. Yeah, for sure. So with our power station that will debut with the SUV, we can tap 3 kilowatts, 120 volt power out of the vehicle. So we can power a campsite, a small work site, power certain devices in your home if you lose power. And then another great feature for this power station is we can take 6 kilowatts of 240 volt out to power another electric vehicle, to charge another electric vehicle or an electric toy, as we're going to start seeing more, whether they're side-by-sides or electric motorcycles or otherwise. We can tap power for that also.
Do you have towing capability out yet on this vehicle?
We haven't released the information yet. We're working through the final details as our engineers are taking the analytical world and then actually applying that to real tests. And we'll be releasing towing information later.
Yeah, super, super, super vehicle. I like how they've used a lot of the Apollo program basically, and it talking about moonshots and things like that, and the lunar
Yeah.
name for interiors. I think that's pretty cool.
I just like the way it's been executed. You know, it appears it's got the family resemblance, but as you said, it's an all new technology, all new everything vehicle that stands on its own. Um, I just did a quick calculation on the available electric power that you can pull off of it. I could run my simultaneously my central air conditioning, my refrigerator, and my TV uh, off of that. So I'm sold.
There you got it. You got an order, Tom.
That's it.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
And also, let's talk about charging. 800-volt DC public fast charging capability, up to 300 kilowatts. What?
Yeah, that's something where, I mean, for a vehicle to be truly accepted and used as an electric vehicle, you got to be able to charge it quick too. So with this 300 kilowatt charging, it'll make it much easier. And we come out and we've stated that at least for the pickup, we can get about 100 miles in 10 minutes or about 10 minutes.
Wow.
And we expect similar performance for the SUV, and it'll make the vehicle very usable and in everyday life. And that's what we need. What we really need to have as we transition to electric vehicles.
Well, what is the range on it? We should ask about that. I mean, you can get 100 miles in 10 minutes. Did you say 15 minutes?
About 100 miles in 10 minutes for the pickup, and around the same for the SUV.
What's the overall
and
range?
so the range for the SUV is 300 plus miles, and then for the edition one with the off-road package, it's 280, a little bit more than that. Those are early estimates too, and we'll see the final numbers come when we get closer to production.
Wow. You know what I'd like? I'd like to see, Tom, somebody take one of these, obvious too early in the game, and turn it into an overlander with some kind of camper body on it somehow, maybe to fit in the pickup model. Wouldn't that be cool?
Well, we're going to offer over 200 accessories for the launch, and we haven't released all the information on our accessories yet, but we're working through that now as well. And there'll be plenty of surprises for our accessories. And yeah, it's one thing you're saying too, as an overland vehicle, and to make this vehicle usable by everybody, we're going to have a whole host of accessories for the truck and for the SUV.
I think that's great. I mean, obviously, the aftermarket would be making accessories right now if they knew you weren't making accessories. But I always like it when the factory engineers design an accessory to not only fit and work correctly, but to warrant the device, which is really important.
Yeah, you guys.
Well, and we with our fast development time for this vehicle, we really challenge our accessory team to have a whole host of accessories ready when we start production. But we're gonna have some great and exciting accessories for the vehicles too, for sure.
Tom, are people putting down deposits already on these?
Yeah, we took pre-orders, or we're taking pre-orders now for both body styles, and the pickup, we took pre-orders in October, and we sold out our edition one for the pickup, and then this past weekend we started the pre-orders for the SUV, and we sold out the edition one for that vehicle as well. And we do offer a similar highly equipped trim that's still available for pre-order for the SUV and for the pickup. And then we're also offering pre-orders for the Hummer EV2 and the Hummer EV2X for the standard and the mid trim for the vehicles also.
Would there ever be a fleet version of this, a real basic version for people that just need to go and check high power transmission lines into the woods or something like that? It obviously, this is a high end vehicle right now with a lot of technology, but I wonder if that would ever be in a consideration.
Well, we're focusing on, for the edition one, it's a very well equipped vehicle, and we've got the other trims to follow. And as a company, General Motors announced that we're going to have an electric Silverado coming up too.
Right.
So we've got a couple different opportunities for our company and for GMC brand to meet the needs of our customers. We're gonna we do have a very, very capable vehicle here, and it will be used for regular people as well as for fleet customers here. And we're gonna focus on satisfying true off-road aficionados and premium EV truck buyers at the launch.
Tom, real quick, where should people go for information on these vehicles?
Go to gmc.com, and it'll be right on the top of the page for the Hummer EV.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. Tom Namovich, the Hummer EV product manager. Can't wait to get into these vehicles.
Impressive.
Looking forward to getting you in them. Thanks, Fred. Thanks, Les.
All right. Good deal.
Thank you.